Losing Brad Arnold at just 47 years old feels unreal. The voice behind Kryptonite, the man who defined an era of post-grunge rock, gone. And today, we're not just talking about his death. We're covering his rise from a small Mississippi town to global rock fame. The real cause of his death, his marriages and personal struggles, his net worth and lifestyle, and the emotional final chapter of his life, including the words he left behind. So stay with me until the very end, because this story is deeper than headlines. Bradley Kirk Arnold was born on September 27, 1978, in Escatawpa, Mississippi, a small southern town where big rock dreams weren't exactly common. As a teenager, he wasn't planning superstardom. In fact, he wrote Kryptonite when he was just 15 years old, sitting in math class. Yes, math class. While most students were solving equations, Brad was unknowingly writing one of the most iconic rock songs of the 2000s. In 1996, he co-founded Three Doors Down alongside Todd Harrell and Matt Roberts. Interestingly, Brad started as the band's drummer before stepping forward as lead vocalist, the role that would define his career. Then came the explosion. In 2000, their debut album, The Better Life, dropped, and everything changed. Kryptonite climbed to number 3 on the charts. The album went 7 times platinum. Suddenly, the small-town Mississippi kid was fronting one of America's biggest rock bands. They followed it up with Away from the Sun in 2002, platinum within 2 months. Then, 17 Days debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200. Then, their self-titled album in 2008, also number 1. Hit after hit. Here Without You, When I'm Gone. Songs that became anthems for heartbreak, love, distance, and loyalty. And if you grew up in the 2000s, you definitely sang one of those at full volume in your room. Now, before we go deeper, if Three Doors Down was part of your life soundtrack, take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. We're documenting legacies like this with respect and detail. Don't miss the next story. Behind the fame, Brad's personal life had its own chapters. He married his high school sweetheart, Tarika Roberts, in 2001. They had grown up together. Young love turned marriage. But fame is not gentle on relationships. Touring, recording, constant travel, the pressures mounted. By 2007, after 6 years of marriage, they divorced. Reports suggest growing personal distance, and his intense focus on music contributed to the split. The rock star lifestyle can take more than it gives. In 2009, Brad found love again. He married Jennifer Sanderford in his hometown of Escatawpa. Jennifer wasn't from the music world. She was a professional barrel racer and a 2013 AQHA amateur barrel racing world champion. She stayed largely out of the spotlight. Their relationship was private, steady, grounded. The couple did not have children, but friends often described Jennifer as Brad's strongest support system, especially during his most difficult years. Faith also became central in his life. Brad was open about being a Christian. After struggling with alcohol addiction, he entered rehabilitation, encouraged by country legend Charlie Daniels. By 2016, he had stopped drinking completely. He openly preached his faith during concerts. For him, recovery wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. But life tested him more than once. In 2006, Brad was seriously injured in a car accident. The vehicle hydroplaned, went down an embankment, and hit a tree. He needed 35 to 40 stitches, and even had one ear sewn back. Yet, he survived. Unfortunately, the biggest battle came years later. In May 2025, Brad Arnold was diagnosed with stage 4 clear cell renal cell carcinoma, a form of kidney cancer that had already spread to his lungs. The band canceled their planned tour. Fans were devastated, but Brad remained vocal, hopeful, and grateful. During his treatment, he shared moments on social media, including using a Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 to travel more comfortably for hospital visits. In one post, he said, "A little Maybach action should make them trips a little better." Even in illness, he kept gratitude in his heart. On February 7, 2026, Brad Arnold passed away at age 47. The official cause of death was complications related to stage 4 kidney cancer that had metastasized to his lungs. His band released a statement saying he helped redefine mainstream rock music, blending post-grunge accessibility with emotionally direct songwriting that resonated with everyday listeners. And that's the key: everyday listeners. Now let's talk about his finances and lifestyle, because people always wonder. At the time of his death, Brad Arnold's estimated net worth was around $1 million. While Three Doors Down sold millions of records and toured globally, band structures, splits, industry costs, and years away from peak commercial dominance impacted overall wealth. Most of his income came from album sales, streaming royalties, touring revenue, and songwriting credits, especially for Kryptonite and Here Without You. He wasn't flashy. Even the Maybach he used during treatment wasn't about luxury. It was about comfort during a painful chapter. And what will people remember him for? They'll remember that raw voice. They'll remember that opening line, "If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman?" They'll remember a songwriter who captured vulnerability in a way that felt personal. They'll remember a man who battled addiction, found faith, survived tragedy, and faced cancer with courage. Most importantly, they'll remember authenticity. Before we close, if you've made it this far, it means his story touched you. Help this video reach other fans by liking it and subscribing. We're preserving the stories behind the music, and your support keeps that alive. Brad Arnold wasn't just a rock singer. He was a teenager with a notebook in math class, a husband who experienced love and loss, a man who fought addiction, a believer who held on to faith, and an artist whose voice became part of a generation's memory. Rest in peace, Brad Arnold. Your kryptonite may have taken your body, but your music?